Okay, so this is the part 3 on Grease Pencil Basics inside of Blender 5.2. And last time I covered through a lot of the features on draw mode. And this time I'm going to demonstrate the features inside of edit mode. So let's go over here. On the top left corner right here, it says draw mode. I'm going to left click, and you're going to see types of different types of mode you can use for the grease pencil. So the last time we were going over the basic interface and also doing in the draw mode. And today I'm going to do going over through this edit mode right here. Select this, and now you see a lot of features or interfaces are changed a little. On the top corners interface is also changed, and the toolbar features are also changed too. But for this video I'm going to go over really basics rather than just showing everything and not make you guys too complicated what's going on. So in the edit mode, you're going to have this like a default feature called the select box. And once I start selecting one of the square here, and you can see I just selected one of the like a vertex point on this rectangle shape. And on the top over here, you're gonna have three different select modes here. One is called point, selecting point. Another one is selecting stroke. Another one is selecting segment. So one that I'm using right now, if I just click and drag on part of this rectangle, it is only going to select the points on this shape. And the second, this selecting stroke. And once I start like hold mouse click and drag, and now it's going to select the square object right here, and if I selecting this circle shape, it's going to show you this. You're gonna see this maybe orange colors or yellow colors on inside of the stroke. That means what this means, you're actually selected these like the strokes, this shape. Sorry. What this means, you actually selected a stroke that has a stroke with this circle shape. Also same with this really straight line, and also click and drag to select the multiple strokes here. And for the segment on top left here, and it almost looks like a combination of the point and stroke selections. The same for the circle and the straight line. But if you have the shapes are intersect, or if you have these two shapes are kind of overlapping like this, if I try to select one of them, and the grease pencil only going to select the certain strokes that are like they're overlapping to each other. It's gonna selecting individual like divided strokes like this. So okay, I'm going to go back to the point selection, and I'm going to go through all of the features in here. The first one here is called the move, and I'm going to click and drag, left click and drag on this circle, and you're going to see all this like you're going to see all this like this red and blue arrows when you're selected. So this yellow arrow, this red arrow is, oops. So this red arrow here is going to, if I hold down left click and drag, it's only going to move the x-axis like this, and this blue arrow is going to move around to move in z-axis like this. And this, I think it's a yellow box, this yellow square, this icon here, if I select this, I'm going to freely move around the circle like this. There we go. And the next one is going to be a rotation. And for the rotation is going, and the rotation is going to look a little bit kind of confusing, but what we're going to use for rotation in the grease pencil is this y-axis option here. I think it's a green color or yellow, whatever I would call. And you're going to see it's going to rotate like this. Maybe this rectangle is the better example. Select this, so I select around the rectangle and start rotate in the y-axis. I'm gonna undo, and this red line is a x rotating around the x-axis. So if I click again, if I select this and kind of drag in my mouse, it's going to see this. It's gonna give this like really interesting three-dimensional rotation of this rectangle. And also same with this, the z-axis, which is really nice when you're trying to drawing something that is like a 1 or 2 point perspective. But in the grease pencil, when you're animating, I'm going to more focus around this y-axis rotation only. And the last one is going to be a scale. And what it does is it's going to scale around the shapes on y-axis, the x-axis like this, and this blue square, this blue cube shape here is going to scale around the right z-axis like this. And this yellow, this green square shape, of course, is going to scale the entire selection. And this one is combination of all the rotation, locations, and scale, which is pretty useful, but I'm going to show you the much easier way. So I'm going to select this select box. And there's a hotkey you can actually use with your keyboard, which is for the moving the strokes. All you have to do is to press G to grab, and you can freely move around like what you guys seeing right now. And if I press the X on the keyboard while in the move mode, it's going to move around the x-axis. If I press the Z key, it's going to move the z-axis like this. And to rotate the grease pencil, to rotate is all you need to do is to press R, and now you can rotate more freely. If you hold down the control on the keyboard, now the rotation is going to limit the location by 5 angles like this. and I'm going to select the circle, and for the scale, all you have to do is to press S to scale like this. And the exact same as the move tool, all I need to do is to press X to scale the x-axis, and press Z to scale the z-axis to make this oval shape. And there's also other features around here, but I'm going to cover this in the future. But for this video, we're gonna focus on what you can do in the edit mode. You can able to move, rotate, and scale the certain strokes and shapes inside of a grease pencil. Okay, so for the next video, I'm going to demonstrate the sculpting mode. So, right, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.